My dear brothers and sisters of the African continent, I come before you not just as the president of Burkina Faso, but as a servant of the people, a voice for the voiceless, and a defender of the truth, no matter where it must be spoken. Today, I speak directly to the government institutions of Nigeria, and particularly to the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC. Nigeria is a great nation, rich in culture, intelligence, and strength. It has produced some of the finest minds, artists, warriors, and voices in Africa. But in this season, there is a heavy burden weighing on the hearts of millions. Not because of a lack of natural resources, but because of the greed and wickedness of those who were meant to serve the people, but now exploit them instead. I have followed closely the struggle of a courageous young man, a brother, a fighter, a voice of the common people, known by many as VeryDarkMan. And I must say this is not just his battle. It is a reflection of a deeper rot that exists in many of our African governments. When men of courage rise to speak truth to power, when they expose corruption, deceit, and institutional oppression, they are branded as enemies. They are hunted, silenced, and disgraced. But I say this now with the full authority of my office. VeryDarkMan is not alone. Africa is watching. I am watching. To NAFDAC, I say this with all due respect. Stop using the name of regulation to extort the Nigerian people. Stop feeding your pockets with the sweat and tears of innocent citizens who only want to live, to trade, to survive. It is not a crime to run a small business. It is not a crime to sell herbal remedies. It is not a crime to hustle. What is a crime is to issue outrageous penalties against citizens who do not have the means to bribe their way out of harassment. Regulation is necessary. But when the regulatory arm becomes a tool of oppression, when you use it to demand bribes, to fine people out of business, to choke innovation and punish the poor, then you are no longer serving your country. You are robbing it. Africa will not grow if we continue this evil. We will not develop if those in power see themselves as kings and gods instead of public servants. And I must remind you, there is a wind of change blowing across West Africa. That wind is justice. That wind is transparency. That wind is revolution. And nothing can stop it. Not jail cells, not threats, not blackmail. I call upon the Nigerian government not as an enemy, but as a fellow African leader. Listen to the cry of your people. Listen to the voice of justice. Leave VeryDarkMan alone. Stop trying to break the voice of truth. If you believe in your systems, then open them up for transparency. Let Nigerians see where their taxes go. Let them see who benefits from the penalties. Let them see who owns the companies that get approval while others are shut down. Africa is tired of silence. The youth are waking up. The era where government officials could steal, oppress, and silence without consequences, that era is ending, and those who refuse to change will find themselves swept away by the tide of justice. My government stands firmly with any African brother or sister who is fighting for truth, be it in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Cameroon, or here in Burkina Faso. This is not a personal war. This is a war between greed and justice, between darkness and light. And to the youth of Nigeria, do not be afraid. VeryDarkMan is only the beginning. You are many. You are powerful. And your voice, when united, can shake the foundations of oppression. I end this message with a reminder to all leaders. We are not eternal. Power is not forever. The people may be quiet, but they are not blind. Serve them or step down. Protect them or be removed. Let Africa rise in truth, not just in slogans. Let us build a future where institutions like NAFDAC are celebrated, not feared. Let us build a continent where no man is punished for telling the truth. And to VeryDarkMan, keep standing, brother. You are not alone. Burkina Faso stands with you. Justice will prevail. I will not stand idle while brave men are dragged through the mud for doing what we, as leaders, have failed to do, speaking the truth. The people of Nigeria have been pushed to the edge. The pain in the streets is visible, the cost of food, the price of medicine, the decay in the health system, the corruption in contracts, and now the silencing of honest voices like VeryDarkMan. You think the people are not watching? You think they don't understand what's happening? They know. They see. They feel it in their stomachs, in their empty pockets, in their children's eyes when school fees can't be paid. NAFDAC, you were created to protect the health and well-being of Nigerians. That mandate is noble, but now you have turned that noble calling into a monster that chokes small businesses, demands unholy fines, and frustrates local innovation. You pretend to fight fake drugs while approving products from powerful conglomerates without scrutiny. Because those ones have money. Because those ones know people. But let a young man or woman from Aba or Jos or Enugu create a herbal solution or natural product and try to get approval. You harass them, intimidate them, fine them, or jail them. What is your goal, NAFDAC? To protect lives or protect corruption? Let me be very clear. When a regulatory agency begins to function like a commercial mafia, it has lost its moral right to exist. This is not just about policies. It's about power and the abuse of that power. It's about a system that punishes the poor and protects the rich. And it's not unique to Nigeria. We face the same struggle in Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Togo. But we are cleaning house. We are tearing down the walls of corruption. And if you, as Nigerian leaders, refuse to do the same, the people will do it for you. I must say this again. VeryDarkMan is not a criminal. He is a messenger. You may not like his tone, you may not like his language, but you cannot deny his truth. And let me tell you what happens when you silence a voice like his. 10 more will rise, 100 more. Because his courage has lit a fire. I encourage the youth of Nigeria, document everything, record your struggles, share your pain, let the world see what you go through. They may try to shut down one influencer, but they cannot shut down a movement. And to those in power who are still human, who still have a conscience, speak up. You are in the system, but you are not blind. You see the suffering. Speak out before it is too late. The system you protect today will betray you tomorrow. I challenge African leaders. Stop protecting institutions that no longer protect the people. Reform them. Clean them, or remove them. Nigeria, you are too great a nation to be crippled by greed. Your people deserve more. Your youth deserve better. And your institutions, like NAFDAC, must return to their original purpose or be replaced. This is not the time to be neutral. Neutrality in the face of injustice is complicity. As leaders, we must choose. Will we be remembered as those who stood for justice, or those who allowed oppression to thrive while we remained silent? Let it be known, the president of Burkina Faso supports the voice of justice. Let it be known, we will not allow one more honest African to be buried by the corrupt elite. Let it be known, Africa is rising and the days of silence are over. And to VeryDarkMan, stand strong. History is watching, the youth are watching, and God is watching. This is not the end. This is only the beginning. My fellow Africans, this message is no longer just to NAFDAC. It is now a message to every institution, every leader, every agency, every so-called gatekeeper in Africa who believes that power gives them the right to oppress. Your time is ending. What is happening in Nigeria with VeryDarkMan is symbolic. It is the same story in many of our nations. When the common man speaks up, the state labels him a nuisance. When the poor demand answers, they are met with guns, silence, or prison walls. But hear this, you can arrest the messenger, but you cannot arrest the message. And that message is this: Africa must be free, free from corruption, free from tyranny, free from greedy leaders and institutions who place profit above people. I ask you, what kind of future are we building? One where truth is a crime? One where bravery is punished? One where a young man cannot even use his voice without being dragged to court? What are we afraid of? Is it the truth? because the truth will always come. And the more you try to silence it, the louder it becomes. And so I am calling now, not as president, but as a son of Africa, for a continental awakening. Let us form a Pan-African People's Coalition against institutional corruption, not controlled by governments, not funded by foreign powers, but led by the people, a network of truth-tellers, whistleblowers, independent investigators, content creators, activists, medical professionals, herbal researchers, legal minds, small business owners, young dreamers, all of them united. Because if Africa is to rise, it will not rise on oil or gold or foreign aid. It will rise on truth, justice, and the restoration of dignity to the African people. I call on all African presidents, starting with Nigeria's leadership, open your books, reveal how your agencies operate, break the monopoly of silence, and let the people see who truly serves them. Let there be accountability in every institution, from customs to NAFDAC, from immigration to health. If your hands are clean, then you should not fear the light. But if they are not, then the people will shine that light for you. And I say this with love, not with hatred. Because if Nigeria collapses under the weight of its injustice, the entire continent will feel it. Nigeria is a cornerstone. It must stand, strong, transparent, righteous. But it cannot do so by crushing its own people. To the Nigerian youth, the fire is in your hands now. Do not be violent. Do not be lawless. But do not be silent. Film everything. Share everything. Write, speak, organize. You are the press. You are the watchdogs. You are the guardians of Africa's future. Let VeryDarkMan's pain become the push that awakens millions. Let this persecution become a spark for permanent reform. Not just a trend, not just a hashtag, but a movement. And when they ask years from now, where were you when Africa started to rise? You will say, we were there. We stood. We spoke. We refused to bow. I end this message with a prayer. That the hearts of African leaders be softened. That the hands of corrupt men be broken from their grip on the people's neck. That those who speak the truth be protected, not punished. And that one day soon we will walk into a new Africa, not ruled by fear, but led by justice. Let that Africa begin today. Let that justice start with Nigeria, and let that voice remain unbroken. VeryDarkMan, stay strong. Your voice echoes across borders. And to NAFDAC, your time for reform is now. May God bless all of Africa. May justice be our new language, and may truth forever be our foundation.